Yo, welcome to the stream. My name is Tree City West. Here with another live vibe coding stream. What's up, Janet? Holding down the chat. We got all of one watcher here chilling. But yeah, today we're gonna continue working on the tree miner. See, I got it started up here. On our 5060 Ti. Just started it a second ago. We're getting 160 kilohash, 160,000 hash a second. That's insane. But talking with Tony Starks in the XenBlocks chat today, we got some cool ideas. Talking about using the new Blackwell architecture and setting up different types of compute lanes and for different tasks and stuff like that. So we'll play with that. Had some other ideas. Found something pretty cool with my Hermes agent today. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a chill stream. It's me and my wife. Okay, let's see here. So what I'm doing now is I'm looking through the XenBlocks chat from earlier, and I want to find what Tony Stark was saying. He had an interesting idea. So give me 1 second here. Let me scroll through some chats. Looks like it's working. All right, let's see here. Man, they've been talking all day. Here we go. I'm basically just gonna take the whole whole transcript of the chat and just dump it in here. Thoughts on this? Let me know how we can improve the miner and experiment with different GPU lanes and Blackwell. Keep forgetting to use my my speech to text. Cool. So I just put the whole public XenBlocks chat for the last couple hours. I said, think about this. Maybe we could use the different GPU lanes in Blackwell. I'll separate the chat's measurable optimization ideas from claims that can inflate displayed hash rate or manipulate protocol difficulty. First, I'm tracing your CUDA batching kernel architecture. All right, cool. I'm gonna code an app that pulls in real-time AI updates about the Big Brother house. It'd probably be possible. I don't know. The tricky part, what you have to do is get the transcripts from the feeds because they won't be able to watch the videos. But if you took the videos and turned it into text, then you could have an AI analyze the text on a live stream of text as it happens, and then make alerts. And then anytime someone says something weird, it could alert for different things. That'd be kind of cool. Useful idea is concurrent work pipelines. The force of, yeah, exactly. I was not telling force everyone to mine at 100. That's silly. Reported 4x are not comparable without identical difficulty. So what are lanes? So we're talking about XenBlocks, and as GPU architecture evolves, yeah, so is the technology and the ability to do different tricks when you're hashing. So as these GPUs evolve, they get more lanes. So what are the two different concepts of lanes? So the first lane's Argon 2 lanes. Part of the hash parameters. Our protocol compatible implementation deliberately uses P1. Changing this to 8, the resulting hash and could invalidate submissions. Yeah, it'll definitely invalidate submissions if we change that number in the hash. Independent batches executing through multiple CUDA streams. This is a legitimate, yeah. So that's what I was thinking, was the CUDA pipelines. So that's the Blackwell architecture. Miner currently has 1 CUDA stream per GPU, 132 CUDA block per Argon 2 attempt. And the idea here is, if you notice, if you're a XenBlocks miner, as the difficulty drops, you consume less memory. So like if I could split my lanes in half, maybe I can use the rest of that memory that's available in like almost splitting my GPU in two. That's kind of the thought I have, but I don't know if it's that's what we're gonna test. So miner currently has 1 CUDA stream per GPU, 132 thread CUDA block per Argon 2 attempt, synchronization after every batch, nearly all VRAM assigned in one large batch. Because the current kernel launches thousands of blocks and consumes about 15.6 gigs. Simply running 8 copies may produce performance through memory bandwidth contention. Yeah, I wasn't thinking 8 copies. Add a benchmark only streams option. That's interesting. Give each stream independent buffers while holding total VRAM usage constant. Yeah, we might be able to do 2 though. That would be interesting. Spec, speed of light, memory throughput, achieved occupancy, register pressure, and GPU idle gaps. I'd like to run it, but I don't see any reason to not submit. We want to test to make sure the submission's successful. Notice the music was a little loud. All right, we're finding blocks over here. That's kind of cool. So first it says run it as a test, and then I say no, run it with production, and we'll submit the blocks. And then it says agreed. Valid experimental work should go through the normal journal and submission path. Keep server selected difficulty and protocol Argon 2 parameters on chain, and compare the 1248 CUDA work streams. That's what we'll do. Sounds good, but I'd like to stick to 2 streams to start. I don't think we'll get much more than that. Sounds good, but I'd like to stick to 2 streams to start. I don't think we'll get much more than that. The real question is our overall hash rate actually bigger because we're splitting the lanes and using the RAM more efficiently? Two streams, so all right, we're gonna split our GPU in half and see what happens. This is wild. I wonder if I'm shadow banned or something. I've only had one viewer this entire time. The bounded 2-stream build passes all 15 native tests and both new regression checks. Checking a fixed key through the CPU reference. All right. My most loyal fan. Shout out to Janet Rakuten. The running 1-stream miner is reserved essentially all VRAM, so a second CUDA process cannot allocate. Damn, that just bumped us out 30k hashes. That's crazy. Give me another terminal here. I'm installing an app called NVTop. It's kind of like HTOP, but it just shows you the NVIDIA stuff instead of your CPU. So I'm just curious to see how much RAM we're at 94%. GPU's at 99%. And we just squeezed out an extra 30,000 hashes a second just by switching to 2 lanes. So Saul says the first live result is already positive. 2 streams are showing 190 kilohash. Initial gain of almost 20%. Submission ID 94 was accepted and confirmed. VRAM stayed slightly lower. And GPU utilization rose to 100%. Wow, that's crazy. That really blows my mind. The fact that we've been mining on this for like 3 years now, and now I can just turn on an AI agent and say, make this hash faster. Now it's hashing so much faster. It's crazy. Should we try 4 streams or will that crash the miner? God damn it. That says I'd keep the 2 streams for now. The GPU's already at 99% utilization. Streams gained 20%. I'm curious. Let's try it with 4. I have a feeling we'll revert to 2, but I just want to see and check. Guard now permits up to 4 while preserving the same total VRAM budget. So each worker receives roughly 1/4 rather than allocating 4 full pools. All right, so just killed the miner. See that in the top window there, it starts it up. Damn, that boosted us up even more. Now it says we're at 190. Not really. It's about the same. Yeah, that's the same. Okay, it looks like the same, so we can revert. I'm curious if there's any tricks to using the CPU or memory, such as the RAM. What's up, Radol? What's up, George? Welcome. Coding a couple different things. So right now we are inside of the tree space terminal, which this was something I built for myself. Just kind of vibe coded a wave terminal fork. I added some extra features that I wanted in Wave. So I have this little terminal. I can launch Claude Code, Codex, Grok, Kimi. I just hit launch. It launches the terminal. That's really all I needed. It's not something like I'm going to be selling or anything. And then, so inside of the terminal, as we build the terminal, we're also working on, I used to be really into crypto. So the reason I have so many subscribers and stuff is I used to stream daily about crypto maybe a year or two ago. And coming back to it now that vibe coding's a thing, I'm revisiting the old XenBlocks miner. So you can check out XenBlocks at XenBlocks.io if you're interested. It's on the X1 blockchain from Jack Levin. He's Googler number 22. And it's just kind of a side hobby. It's not really, I'm not trying to turn this into a crypto channel. This is going to be more of an AI stream, but yeah, kind of getting back to my crypto roots, just playing with some old apps, optimizing. You know, it's amazing. I've been mining with these miners and they're just running in my basement. And I never thought like, oh, plug it into the AI agents and see what they can do. And it's already doubled my hash rate, you know, optimizing for the Blackwell architecture. Now I'm asking if like, can we use the onboard RAM or the Ryzen 7900X I have, which are both really beefy. I got the DDR6 with the 5060 Ti. Does anyone want 5.6 jailbreak? Nah. Don't be doing that. There are some interesting jailbreaks though. Definitely check out Pliny. He's an interesting account to follow on X. So 4 streams confirm the expectation. 2 streams we get 190 kilohash a second. So most promising next experiment is CPU sidecar mining. We get 24 threads. Miner currently consumes about 1.2 CPU cores. I love this idea, and I almost want to update the mining interface to prompt. So like when you start the miner, you first confirm your address is accurate, then it will tell you optimized lanes. So like with our 5060 Ti, we're optimized to use 2, or if they want, they could pick 1. So they'll select 2 or 1, and then ask if they want to do the CPU car mining, and it'd be nice to show them the cores and the threads that machine has. The idea is to build the miner to work on any machine and not just this beefy AI machine that I have. So we'll see what happens there. Pliny. Definitely check out Pliny. Pliny the Elder. Pliny the Liberator. So this dude, he basically jailbreaks. Oh, that's funny. I'm not following on this account. I follow his GitHub. So he posts a lot of really cool repos and stuff on GitHub, but his thing is just jailbreaking AI. So these are all different jailbreaking kits. Pliny the Prompter. That's pliny.gg. But there's like liberation prompts. So if you put this prompt into an LLM, it'll bypass its safeguards. Here's all the different LLMs. Like if you're looking at DeepSeek, you paste this prompt and it starts talking some crazy stuff. I wonder if we could find this. If there's a model. DeepSeek 3.2 free somewhere. Like, can I just go to DeepSeek? Yeah, see, I can't pick the model though. But the general idea is you post this. It's probably going to say, I'm not going to do the jailbreak prompt. Yeah. Yeah, it's saying it. Whoa, that's crazy. No, it actually worked. It's telling me how to make I'm not going to say that, but what the hell? That's insane. I don't want to read that, but that's crazy. I didn't mean for that to happen. We just jailbroke the deepseek.com using Pliny the Liberator's prompts. So he's got a lot of cool prompts over here. But anyways, back to what we're doing, playing with the XenBlocks miners. So that's kind of cool. We were doing one lane. We just set up 2 lanes and it increased our hash rate by 20%. Now that I'm mining, it's getting hot as hell in here. Hang on. All right, so we got our Ryzen 9. Yeah, I would like this. This would be nice. So you start, it asks for your address, you confirm it, and checks your CPU. You can recommend the Blackwell architecture. We could even add that. That's nice. You nailed it. Please create a new document as a breadcrumb and begin implementing. Feel free to spin up other Sol or Terra agents to accomplish this faster. So one of the cool things about using ChatGPT CLI is you can ask it to spin up agents. So I just told it to spin up some Sol and Terra agents. So first, Sol 5.6 is going to make a plan, and then it'll take that plan and it'll spin up the agents it'll kind of divvy out tasks. So it'll be like, one will do research, one will do coding, one will do design and front end, and that way you're not, it'll cut down on time. So you can see, okay, it just spawned this agent, create a new breadcrumb design document, and then it spawns this one using 5.6 Sol High, implement an isolated testable CPU sidecar. We have our updated plan here, and now it's just running through and building all this code so much faster than in the old days. Shout out to the 3 watchers. Welcome, welcome. Can't believe I just jailbroke DeepSeek. That's insane. Didn't mean to do that. Alright, CPU backend is usable, but its public hash result includes a full PHC string, while the live submit callback expects only the final tag. Sidecar must normalize that boundary, or it double encode submissions. True. Oh, shout out to you. All right. That blows my mind, man. I've been mining on 2 cards at like 40k hash total. Now I have a single card doing 190. Insane. Let's go. Breadcrumb belongs in the repository's top-level design doc series, so its location is appropriate. On 2 updates, CPU scaling is now measured at 2.86 for 1 persistent worker and 10 for 4. 10,000, that's crazy. That's way more than I thought. And the joined worker lifecycle has already eliminated the observed Control-C crash. That's cool. The live miner remains on 2 GPU streams, while CPU benchmarking runs separately. That's funny. I said spin up some Sol agents, because it's called GPT-6 Soul, S-O-L, but the voice to text called it Soul, S-O-U-L. So now it's named all the agents Soul, S-O-U-L, rather than GPT-656 Soul. It's funny. Soul is still finishing the isolated worker module. Once it lands, I'll review the PHC tag handling carefully. Sweet. Wonder what the webpage looks like. I might have Fable run through this just to make sure we're doing the right thing. Fable, we're doing a major performance refactor on this miner. So we want to improve mining. I'd like you to do a full audit of the code for performance and stability. Feel free to spin up 4 to 5 Opus and Sonnet agents for the heavy lifting. And then let me know what you think. Hello, Fable. We are reviewing and optimizing this code. Please review the refactor for safety, security, and performance. Our main goal is to increase hash rate and implement the CPU sidecar mining while also implementing the 2 lanes. These are new features, and I want to make sure we're not overlooking any other ways to increase hash rate. Motherfucker. I think I'm talking for too long. Hello, Fable. Please spin up 4 to 5 Opus and Sonnet agents to do an audit on this code. We are doing a major refactor of the code for performance, such as introducing new GPU lanes and CPU sidecar mining. Our ultimate goal is to increase hash rate, so please review the code, find out where we can optimize to increase the hash rate and submission performance, and report back with your findings. No, I'm trying to use the speech to text, but it was fucking up. What's up, guys? So I've been mainly using ChatGPT for this refactor, but now I'm having Fable do some more code review. And this is dangerous because I have 5.6 Soul building while Fable's going to do this audit. Are you serious? You guys see what happened on the middle screen? I got safeguarded because it's crypto and finance. Fable 5 safeguards flag this message. Our intentionally broad safeguards allow us to deliver more capabilities faster, but can sometimes flag legitimate coding, cybersecurity, and biology tasks. Switching to Opus 4.8. Even though I could use Opus 5, it wants to put me on 4.8. That's fucking annoying. Switched it over to Fable 5. I'm sorry, Opus. What? Opus 5 too? You can't use Opus 5? That's wild. All right, let me exit this. Please review the mining code and see if we can make the mining hash rate faster. Oh, you know what it is? The algorithm is Argon 2. It's a password algorithm. So it probably thinks we're hashing passwords, trying to crack passwords, which would be a cybersecurity. That's gotta be what's happening. What's going on here? See, now I phrased the question differently, and now it didn't jailbreak me. Or it didn't knock me back to 4.8. I'm in Opus 5. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to switch the model to Fable 5. And I'm going to say proceed. Now I'm having Fable 5 review the same project that it just said it couldn't. All because I worded my prompt slightly different. And now it's actually going to do it. So that's nice. Yeah, that's slick. So we're mining at 10 kilohash with the CPU, 199 with the GPU. Getting juicy. Oh yeah, I forgot I installed stream elements so I could do multi-stream. See if we can get on X real quick. Yeah, that's slick. So I got YouTube connected, I got X connected. I could connect Kick, Twitch. Should I try to go live on Twitch? I'll go live on Twitch for Allie. You guys should go watch her Janet Rakuten TikTok. She does live streams, they're pretty cool. Been a minute since I've logged into Twitch. Unsuccessful. Cool. Oh, what? Did that not save? No, it did. Okay. There we go. Okay. Damn, are we already live on Twitch? I'm not live. I forget how to do this on Twitch. Go to the creator dashboard. Do I have to start the stream over here? Yeah, we'll deal with that another time. How about on X? Are we on X right now? Anyways, we'll get back to that. Let's get back to the XenBlocks miner. Yeah, maybe next time we'll go live on Twitch and X. All right. So created the design breadcrumb. Love it. But for now, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to let Claude and Soul cook. And yeah. If you're watching, say what's up in the chat. I stopped the miner. All right, so I might have Soul. I love what we're doing with the performance, but I also want to focus on the aesthetics. I think the logs are boring and lack character. They also don't accurately describe what's happening when we say things like journaled, durable, submission queued. Kind of saying the same thing twice, but doesn't really help the user. I also want to focus on a nice HTML, CSS, maybe even React interface. It should be very light so it doesn't affect the miner, but it should have a cool cypherpunk hashhead.io layout. Why is that failing? Transcription failed. You can try. I also want to focus on the web server. Maybe using React or just HTML and CSS. I want it to be a cooler experience with the cypherpunk hashhead.io theme. Wow, I did the domain right. That's cool. I also want to think of better features to add, such as, I don't know, backing up the mining configuration and restoring it or something. That may not be necessary, but something to give the web interface more use. Awesome. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by this multi-streaming stuff. I think it's pretty cool. Might have started at that time. Let's see. I am live on Twitch. What's up, Twitch? Oh, doesn't look good, but if you're out there, you can follow me on Twitch TV at Tree City West. Checking to see if it's working on my phone. It might detect that this is the machine I'm streaming from. Hey, that's a good sign. That's weird. I don't have any video on Twitch. Okay, well, that's interesting. Does X have the same problem? Shout out if you're watching on X. Yeah, we're live on X now. Okay, so we got video on X. We're good over here, but Twitch is tripping. They have some kind of weird, like a bit rate or something we got to adjust. Yeah, you should make a Twitch. Twitch is like... Everybody hates YouTube. Everyone likes watching YouTube. Everyone hates being a creator on YouTube. So Twitch is like... It'd be really cool if there's actually more people over there. That's interesting. It says our bitrate is too high. All right, turn Twitch off for a second. I want to see. Oh yeah, right here. Maybe it needs to be in 720p. Let's see what happens. We back? Same thing. Average stream bitrate is too high. What does that mean? I gotta go in a smaller bitrate for Twitch. Try a different codec, maybe. Oh, it didn't save the codec. Sorry, this is what I'm looking at, trying to figure out these encoder settings. And how we doing now? Same thing. So average bitrate of the stream is too high. We have to be under 9,500. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Sorry, guys. We're on X at least. We'll figure the Twitch stuff out later. That's interesting that it doesn't like the high bitrate. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Journal recovered, 54 pending, seeded difficulty 1100, using the 5060. All right. Oh, that's funny. It used 42069 for the port number. I love it. Gotta update the firewall. All right, so we'll see what this what they're cooking with the web interface. Look at this, just Zuni after Zuni after Zuni after Zuni. That's insane. So then it'll keep all these. It shouldn't be queuing them now. Oh no, yeah, record verified. That's crazy. We're just stacking Zunis right now. Whoa, that's insane. We're getting 1.2 mega hash. Oh my god. That's crazy. How are we getting over... We're getting 1200 kilohash. Alright, let's see if the web interface is up. It's just like ding, ding, ding. What's the price of Zuni right now? It's got to be tanking, right? We'll head over to x1.ninja. This is my first vibe coding project. Of course, the price is up 20%. But yeah, you can see as people mine this, and we saw this last night when we were looking at the chart. You know, this daily chart. It's just been, as the supply of Zuni goes up, price goes down. But there's a big old... Yep. That's cool. All right. Well, we're at the 1 hour mark. I think I'm going to go take a quick break. I'm going to grab a fresh drink. I'm going to use the restroom and be back in about 5 minutes. For all you watchers out there. Be right back. And we're back. All right, so where we leave off. Start this little SSH connection here. Oops. What I'm trying to do is get, yeah, there we go. Ooh, that's juicy. I like it. So this is the miner. Oh, this says 100. Why did the hash rate substantially drop all of a sudden? I like this looks though. So you can see it's got each stream even. That's pretty cool. Using 47% of the memory. Giving twice. Insane. That is so cool. That's basically what I was getting before, and now I'm getting twice that. That's beautiful. Oh, that's why it was at 100 difficulty. That's when I was getting. Now it's at 1,000 difficulty. I'm getting 100 kilohash. So we probably did that ourselves. We raised the difficulty from 1100 to 2100. Oops. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'd like you to focus on the design aspect of the web interface. It looks okay now, but I think you could add a nice polish to give it a better feel. We'll have Claude do that. Awesome. I think we could still add better, but no. I think we could add a better interface to the logs. I think this interface is cool for some people, but then I'd also like a secondary interface that maybe questions on boot. The secondary interface will be a single screen. That'll be more of a single terminal rather than a command line log. Damn, what's that? I want to say it's Ghost, but it's not. Wow, so fast. So we got Claude polishing the miner dashboard. We got Soul working on the back end of the miner. So I think we could add, oh no, that's right. I'm working on the terminal. Yes, exactly. A presentation mode that looks cool. Almost like the Matrix or something. Some kind of cool mining design in the background that serves no purpose other than looking cool. That's what vibe coders do, right? Get back into NV top. Oh yeah. I've settled the interaction contract. Display logs keeps today's scrolling output. Terminal opens the fixed full screen operator console. Display prompt asks at boot. Default renames logs. Is implementing a new text terminal. Would like you to implement multiple themes that users can change, and also maybe graphs, track hash rate, and blocks found over time. Thinking of simple value adds that won't impact performance, especially of CPU and GPU. I see Tony in the Telegram chat. Yeah. Well, see what these miners look like in a second. Damn, we're pushing the difficulty up. Now it's up to 3100. Okay, this is kind of cool. I can see the GPU usage. That's too funny. Yerp. Awesome. And we got the link to the LAN console. Does it work though? It's not looking good. Well, Well, it displays in local mode, but yeah, difficulty's now 3100. All my hash rate's going away. That's funny. Got 160 Zunis queued, ready to go. Can we add some more space, especially to the top 4 sections? It's really crammed in the upper left. See, Opus over here is just getting way too deep. Checking WCAG contrast of theme accents versus dark surface. It's been doing that for 8 minutes. And that's why they call it Slopus. Getting too deep. Keep it simple. What people want. Man, difficulty is skyrocketing. It just went from 100 to 4100. Spacing revision is built and tested. Let's see how it looks. Oh yeah, that's so much better. I like that so much better. Work rate. I'm curious what work rate is. That's interesting. Yeah, that's slick. Instead of showing 0.0.0.0, can we show the IP of the interface? Network unavailable. And we're cooking. All right. Well, we'll let that go. While that runs. Did see Grok was doing something crazy today. So Grokbot started as a so Grok. This looks pretty interesting. Grokbot. Grokbot. Damn, that's hard to say. Grokbot started as an internal prototype and has rapidly changed the way we work. Grokbot. God, that's annoying. I don't like that. Grokbot started as an internal prototype and has rapidly changed the way we work. Today we're releasing a beta to the public. Introducing Grokbot, now in early beta. Bots are AI teammates that do real work for you. They sign into your tools, use them like you do, and come back with finished work. Let's watch this real quick. I'm curious.
It has the browser open.
Whoa, I'm floating.
Can Can you send NDAs to all of our campus leads?
How many employees do I have starting on Monday?
Confirm which companies on LinkedIn you're currently parsing through.
There wasn't anything to learn. It was just like bringing on a coworker to my team.
Something really cool that bot can do is actually watch how you work and then be able to record what you're doing and then summarize that into a real workflow.
It's not using your computer, so you can keep doing work in parallel while bot is working on another instance.
For almost every other AI product I've used, the output is in the chat. With bot, the output is somewhere else.
Having an actual computer instance that has the browser open, that understands how the site actually functions, that's, I think, why it's worked so well. It all started with email. I said just go off and send them. All of them had sent out, as I had said, and it's kind of built its own layer of trust, and it's something that I'm totally comfortable being hands-off with.
I have a Figma agent that will create slides for me during a meeting. It will hold the discovery notes and then create a slide deck at the end of the call. And they're always like, how did you create that during the call? That's incredible.
I think it's funny when they talk to each other and they actually give direction to each other.
I noticed that's kind of replacing like all of my other apps. Like I'm just living with my bots like in that window and I'm not switching between everything else.
I've always had like a AI thinking partner, but I've never had an AI doing partner that like actually does things.
With bot, there are no limitations.
It's so natural. Can't really imagine going back to an old way of working.
That's interesting. It's kind of like the Buzz thing we've been testing, where you have different bots for different tasks. The one thing, though, about GrokBot is Grok. I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago, but I forget who it was, but someone found that when you would use Grok build with your repos in GitHub, it would essentially scan the repo and upload everything, even if you told it not to. So like if you're working on something sensitive, yeah, it would take everything in your repo and send it to Grok, even stuff that was listed in your git ignore and stuff. Let me see if I can find that. It was big news a couple weeks ago, but it just kind of disappeared. That's funny. So this is what I was talking about, but the post that I was replying to is deleted. Transmit workspace context and uploads git tracked repo snapshots. This happens by design. So I would be cautious if I were to use something like GrokBot, but I do think it's really cool, and I'm definitely going to use it. So is it available now? Go to grok.com. Claude's going to see me on Super Grok. I'm going to be pissed. I heard they dropped a new image thing too. That was... Oh, it's at XAI, not Grok. GrokBot is here. GrokBot is your team of always-on agents. They have their own computer, work inside tools and apps like you do. Keep working 20. Why is it so hard to read? Like, this is such AI slop. It's just not how a normal person writes and reads. Today we're launching GrokBot. AI teammates you can give real work to. Bots have their own computer. They sign into tools you already use and work across apps, inboxes, and more. They finish jobs end to end and only come back when something needs your approval. That's interesting. When they said it'll watch what you work, watch as you work, that's creepy. GrokBot can finish the swing because work lands where a human would put it in the actual tool. Message it like a teammate. work with many bots at once. So you have your bot, I have my bot, our bots will get together and work on our collaboration. Show a bot how it's done. Trust your bots with more over time. That's the scary part. So bots are teammates that get sharper over time. They keep context on how you like work done. After a few tasks, they pick up your voice, your edge cases, and know when to ping versus keep going. They follow up on threads you dropped, not just stalled handoff, and pick work back up from previous conversations. Should we do it? Yeah, Tony, if you're in here. So what I was working on is this little web interface. Two seven. So here we're getting, damn, the the difficulty dropped off again. So we're getting the mega hash again. I told it to import some themes, but I might need to restart the server. Yeah, so these queues, we found 14 XNM, got 0 queued. Got 161 Zuni's queued, waiting for the top of the hour. Oh, the other thing I did, I created what's called the CPU sidecar. So not only, where'd it go? Not only is the GPU mining, but also the CPU. So here you can see GPU's getting 1.2 mega hash, while the GPU of my 12 cores, I'm using 4 of them, and they're getting 75 kilohash at this 100 difficulty. So it's kind of nifty to have an extra 75,000 hash whenever the difficulty drops. And obviously, if it gets, more than 4,000 or 5,000 difficulty, the CPU mining isn't really viable. But at 100 difficulty, you're getting 75,000 hash a second using 4 workers. I mean, sheesh. That's more than I've been mining on my 3060s normally. Like, this is crazy. Do we need to restart the web server to see it? Have we been committing and pushing to remote? All right. Hey, what happened to the music? Oh yeah, I was listening to that Grok video. But yeah, let's try out Grokbot. Why not? We got Buzz installed. Ah, that's interesting. It's Cursor. Yeah, fuck that. What? Is this the Cursor subscription or is this the Grokbot subscription? They want $200 a month? Oh no, yeah, I have Super Grok. I was gonna say, fuck that. I already pay for Super Grok. Okay. Oh, I don't have heavy though. That's crazy. Well, that's a bummer. To use Grokbot, you have to have the $200 a month subscription. Fuck that. Super Grok Heavy is $300 a month. Insane. Pay $3,000 a year. I have been considering switching to Cursor though. Motherfucker. Uninstall Grokbot. Their $200 a month subscription. Please push all to remote, and then I'd like to begin testing on another machine. Proceed with the restart. Yeah, so we're just chilling out, playing with the XenBlocks miner, looking at some AI news. Man, I'm discouraged with that. What the hell? People talking about that on X? The Grokbot is $200 a month? Anyone pay $260 to try Grokbot? And it's absolutely awesome. Yeah, no one's really complaining about the price. This guy is. I have to pay $200 more a month for Cursor Ultra. Yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, Grokbot's $269 a month. Full self-driving is $99 a month. Make it make sense. You're gonna trust AI to drive you to work, but for it to check my email, I have to pay 2.5 times more. Wild. Yeah, networks. Okay, so this is a good test right now. Let me see if my other miner reports it, but it looks like the network is offline. So what it's doing is it's saving up the CPU and the GPU blocks. Yeah, the miner's down. That's crazy. So it's storing them. I got 5 XNM and 161 Zunis stored, and then when the network comes back, it'll submit them. So now we're back to, what's the difficulty? 1100. 1100 difficulty. In 200 kilohash. That's great. That's insane. I should have so much more XenBlocks. That explains, like, there were some miners that just had so many more blocks than us. I wonder if they all have custom miners. What? When I run NVIDIA SMI, the driver says it's broken. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is get this set up on my 3060s real quick, and we're going to see what that looks like. I'm going to just reset that console. Let's see. Yeah, this is sick. Upstream, offline, mining continues. Got some different themes. Oh, that's disappointing. It's just the color of the text. Man, it's wild. My first project was hashhead.io, where it was just looking up the XenBlocks, and I thought it was the most advanced shit ever. I wonder if that site's still up. Nope. Now we made our own miner. I remember one year I did an April Fool's joke where I said I made my own miner. I just can't believe AI has got us to a point where I can actually do that now. Very impressive. I mean, the AI. Alright, we'll let this miner run. Alright, so now I'm logging into my other server. This will be the last thing we do today, but I'm just gonna get the got it running on my machine with the 5060. Now I'm gonna get it running on the machine with the two 3060s and see what that looks like. I seem excited today. Hell yeah. I think Mondays and Tuesdays are my least excited days. I feel pretty tired from work, but as the week goes on, my energy comes back. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Two 3060s use CUDA SM86. Baseline them at 2. All right. Well, first, before we do anything, I got to fix the driver. So the driver's broken, which is interesting because the miner was working. That reminds me of last night. I got to tell it to turn off the miner. And please disable the XenBlocks mining service and any other GPU or AI related tools or services. We're going to test a new miner version. So last night when I was trying to stream, kept crashing because I logged into the server when the miner was already running. I was trying to compile the new miner. So now at least this time I remembered to stop the old miner. I said, no, just push to GitHub, we'll test building. I just want to compile it on the new server. I'm trying to get off this old server. So I told him to do that, and it says, before pushing, I'm checking blah, 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 blah. VRAM space. Yeah, man, that's what we did. It was, consuming all the VRAM now. Do I have that pulled up? I had it pulled up. Unattended upgrades are in. Split the driver in half. All right. See if the NVIDIA SMI works after the reboot. Yeah, Tony Stark, it was funny. Earlier, I basically just took the entire XenBlock chat from the last 2 days and said, give me the good ideas from this, and then it built it. Just works. Very cool. The lane split was tricky. I'm curious how we did it. Oop. All right. Let's get back to it. See if we got our NVIDIA SMI back. We do. That's beautiful. And now you can see we have our 23060s. They look good. Oh, I didn't mean to close that motherfucker. CUDA path has one path, so I manipulated it to produce multiple copies. Oh, you're doing Windows stuff. Sounds like you're working in Windows. Am I right? I need Claude. I'm on the wrong machine. Oh, that's right. Doing too much at once. I'm getting confused. The hell? Oh. Please pull the latest changes from Git. We've made substantial improvements, added many features. I'm right. Windows will get you. But it's tricky path. The path. Everything uses the freaking path environment. There are two meanings of lane. Okay, so here's how we did the lanes. So we didn't split the Argon 2 lanes, which I'm curious if you experimented with that. That's like the I in the hash. I don't think we can change that because then I think it makes the hash invalid. But we can do the CUDA warp lanes. So we split each Argon 2 block across 32 GPU threads. So mining parameters hardcode Argon 2 to P1, so every candidate hash has exactly one protocol level lane. But we can split that. So the single lane's memory is divided into 4. Oh wait, no, we're still talking Argon. So that won't work. This whole splitting the Argon, I don't think that works because you have to change the P equals 1. And I'm curious if anybody's tested that. But we can do the CUDA process, so a batch of 2K candidate slots is 2K independence warp. Inside each warp, 1 kilobit Argon block contains 128 64-bit words. Those words are distributed across 32 CUDA lanes. So it's distributing the CUDA words across 2 lanes. So we're batching 2048 candidate launches, independent warps. Inside each warp, a 1 kilobit Argon block contains 128 64-bit words. Those are distributed across 32 CUDA lanes. So GPU thread 0 has words 0, 32, 64, 96. Thread 1 has words 1, 33, 65, 97. Thus, every thread owns 4 words and registers. Warp shuffle instruction move values between threads during Argon 2's mixing operation, while 1 kilobit shared memory block serves as the XDR scratch space. Those 4 slices are then processed in order. Slice 0 starts at block 2. Slice 1 uses the... So, I don't know if that's the same thing you did, but it's basically slicing... It's creating the Argon lanes and offsetting the words in different GPU lanes. But it really did use all the RAM. One candidate equals 1 Argon 2 lane equals 1 CUDA warp. The lane's memory is then split into 4 time-ordered slices. Each 1 kilobyte block is stripped across the warp's 32 GPU lanes. Sheesh. Woody would be proud. Smith's probably talking shit somewhere. Imagine it as a CPU, you have 12 core for EG. Exactly. Now I'm curious what happens as the difficulty goes up, because pretty soon we'll exceed the memory. Like, we won't even be able to use a single lane if the GPU gets too, or the difficulty gets too high. So I think this only works in smaller, but I might be wrong. So this should be interesting. Now I wonder what kind of performance increase we'll actually see, because at about 1100 difficulty, these GPUs are getting about 40 kilohash total. So I'm wondering if it's going to be about the same, if it's going to be way more. Memory stays the same, the difficulty just gets harder. Well, I think that's the key, though, of what we're doing, though, is if you run your miner, like I have my 5060, and I run it at I run Woody's miner full as hard as I can. There's going to be like 4 to 8 gigs of RAM available because the memory hardness of the algorithm isn't there yet. But as that difficulty increases, it's going to consume more memory, so eventually, there's not going to be enough memory to go between both lanes. So like right now, we kind of split the memory in half. I guess it wouldn't matter. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I'm overthinking it. The lanes would just get slower. I thought what we were doing was taking the extra RAM and then then we cut the RAM in half. We basically have like, I don't know. Because that's why when you go from 2 to 4 lanes, I also tried 4 lanes, and I didn't see any difference on my 5060 Ti. But if I had more memory or more cores, I think I would. Maybe not more memory. That's awesome. What are you doing? I thought I told it to clone it. Why is it editing code? Merge conflicts. That makes sense. All right. Yeah, that's true. The memory stays the same. So we're still splitting it in half. I don't believe it consumes more memory. Well, I think about it like this. So like, say I have a machine that has 16 gigs of RAM and I split the lanes in half. I'm also splitting the memory in half. So one will have 8 gigs and one will have 8 gigs. So instead of having a GPU running at 16 gigs, I essentially have 2 half GPUs running at 8 gigs. So when the difficulty goes up, you're going to have 2 GPUs with mining with 8 gigs of RAM. But it would just be just as efficient as one GPU with 16 gigs. I think where we're seeing this extra hash rate is that extra space. So like right now, if I run with single lane, I'm not using all 16 gigs of RAM. So when I split the RAM, instead of getting 12 in one, I'm getting 16 over 2 lanes. If that makes sense. Like rather than having, so when I use one lane, it consumes 12 gigs of RAM. If I split that memory into 8, instead of both using 12, it doesn't have 24 gigs, it only has 16. So they'll use all of the 8 gigs each rather than using 12 of the 16. That's crazy. It's doing its thing. Difficulty too low, so it's not submitting those. Uplink parked. Wow, so it's actually parking them. So we're seeing a different situation, but I think the system is working. Difficulty's pumped to 3100, and it says uplink parked. Does that mean it'll store those Zunis in the local storage until the difficulty returns to under 3100? Yes, that's what I say, bro, but it's not. You use one lane. It is energy. It's like a fiber cable. More efficient having an up and down or 2 individual lanes. Yeah. But I think once we hit a difficulty where if I'm running a 5060 that consumes 16 gigs of RAM at say 5000 difficulty, splitting the lanes and dividing the memory in half isn't going to give me any added benefit. That's why I don't see an added benefit when I split from 2 lanes to 4 lanes. My GPU itself can split up to 16, but the problem is I don't have the video memory, the VRAM, to keep up with that. So as the difficulty goes up, it consumes more virtual memory, video memory. I'm curious about the 2-lane mechanism. Does it become ineffective at a certain point as far as difficulty? Will the difficulty consume so much RAM that we won't see added benefit, similar to when we went from 2 to 4 lanes? Or am I looking at it wrong? Let's see. Sometimes I forget we have a super intelligence we can just ask these questions to. Anything over 100 is 1 lane standard? Nah, man. With my 5060 Ti, I got an extra 20%. Is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying here. So I'm running these 2 lanes. This is 1 GPU, but they're both mining at 32 kilohash. Individually, they were only doing about 40, but when I split the lanes, it's using more of the RAM, so I'm getting 32 kilohash. All right, so AI agrees. Each Argon 2 attempt consumes 1 kilobit per difficulty. So at 3100 difficulty, that's 3.1 megabytes per hash in flight. Our 2-stream implementation divides usable VRAM between the streams, so each stream receives approximately half the batch capacity. It does not double the available memory. 2 streams only improve throughput when 1 stream leaves part of the GPU idle, such as during setup, memory copies, yada yada yada. Second stream can fill those gaps. So there's no precise difficulty where 2 streams suddenly stop working. Their benefit gradually decreases. 4 stream producing the same aggregate as 2 is strong evidence that the GPU is already saturated with 2. At difficulty 3100, a 16 gig card can theoretically hold around 5,000 attempts across both streams before reserves and overhead. One miner automatically scales those batches down with rising difficulties, so it should avoid a crash. But those extra streams eventually become scheduling overhead without additional throughput. So once the difficulty gets so high, there's too much overhead in the memory. Like you're bound, and that's why they say Argon 2 is memory hard. This is the difficulty with Argon and the GPU. When they say it's memory hard, this is what they mean. When it gets more difficult, the memory becomes the limitation. So right now the difficulty is so low, I can split my lanes of my GPU, and instead of using 12 on one lane, I'm using 8 on 2 lanes. So I'm using all 16 gigs of memory on a single GPU. But once one lane consumes all 16 gigs, it's going to be pointless to split the lanes. It'll still work, but it won't have any improvement. Yeah, if you want to preserve your hardware, that's the key right there. That's why I was nervous about turning on the CPU mining. That beats up the CPU. Server record verified. That's so cool. It's finding and verifying. Bruh. Network unavailable, retry rescheduled. So now it's, since the network's down right now, the pool's down. I see it on my pixel board over here. That is some cool shit. Man, Slopus is over here merging these commits. Can you review the Git? I have Fable merging some commits, and he's finding hella collisions. Can you review the remote repository? Wrong one. Yep. That's crazy. I have this GPU mining over here, and it's 83 degrees in this room right now. Outside this room, it's 73. So it's 10 degrees hotter since I started mining in here. It's nice in the winter. Not so nice in the summer. So this is a cool feature they added to Cloud Code a while ago. You can do by the way, and while it's coding, you can ask it like a little side question. I'll spin up a little sub agent. So I said, where are we? My board junction temps are probably 100 degrees right now. Let's see. My GPU or my PC is pretty nice. I have a lot of cooling. The fact that the room is 84, I wouldn't be surprised if the GPU is only like 90. And that's Fahrenheit. The board junction temps are probably 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I got hardware mon. Yeah, see, nothing's over 100 Celsius. The CPU is concerning though. That's really hot. I don't like to see that. That's exactly what I was concerned about with the CPU sidecar. Maybe we should only do that if it's 100 difficulty. It's a good call out though. Yeah, the 5060 is only 78. I get concerned if it's over 80, and seeing the CPU's over 80 makes me want to turn off the sidecar. Ah, bro, I'm not using CPU for submission in store. That's what we're experimenting today. Check this out. We got the CPU mining at 3 kilohash. So yeah, I think I like the sidecar when the difficulty hits 100. If the difficulty falls to 100, you're getting 20, 30 kilohash. I mean, you actually find blocks with that. When we start getting under 5,000, it's not worth frying my CPU over. That's a good call. I just noticed this on the side. That's funny. It added this little matrix screen. That's funny. Go ahead and stop the miner in this machine. I hope my hardware survives too. That's cool you're playing WoW. You play the WoW Classic? Yeah, I think I like the idea of turning on the GPU mining at difficulty of 100, but if it goes up to 1100, turn it off. I think that's an interesting idea. All right, miner's offline up here. Now let's look at the one in the basement. I am in a live stream, so don't try to generate SSH keys and put them in the chat. I'm not using that. We should be logged in with GH. Goof. Cloud was doing that last night. It's like, oh, I can't authenticate, so let me create a new SSH key and put it right in the chat. Okay. It's over here. Give me 1 second, just look GitHub. Cool. All right. We've made substantial changes to the repo since you've last reviewed. Please review the repo and let me know what you find. Do a security audit and keep in mind that the goal of the refactor was to improve performance. Did that cause any issues in all the changes we made today specifically? All right, well, once I get this miner running on this old GPU, we'll wrap it up for the night. Hope everybody's having a good time out there. No losses. Everything from today survived intact and validated, but the divergence did have real consequences worth knowing about. Okay, so duplicated effort. Found a bug last night that we also fixed today. It's not a big deal. CPU mining path was written blind to today's hardening. I'd like to adjust the CPU mining so it's only active if the difficulty is 100 or less. All right. So Fresh Soul session did a little audit on it. Repos improved materially, especially around the shutdown, backlog draining, visibility. Platform REST API has multiple authentication bypasses. Well, that's not good. MQTT control permits unauthenticated miner takeover. That's not good either. Mining submissions default to plain text HTTP. I'm okay with that. That's not a big deal. But the first two, we got to fix immediately. Confirmation still trusts any HTTP. Submission thread exceptions can terminate the process. I don't like that. We want to keep mining. Please spin up 4 to 5 Fable agents to resolve these issues. That's interesting. Some GPUs actually work better on a specific lane. Derp. I have Fable working on the critical findings. Can you work on these? Feel free to spit out 4 to 5 Terra agents. Let's let these cook for a minute. That still blows my mind about Grokbot. What's the name? Sounds like Crockpot. I got some Fable agents cooking, about to have some Terra agents cooking. I think this might be a good time to stop it. I think we'll be back tomorrow. I kind of like the 6 p.m. slot, even though no one's really showing up. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that showed up. Shout out Janet. Shout out Tony. Shout out to the people on X and YouTube. Thank you guys for coming. We'll be back. You can test out the tree miner on GitHub at Tree City West. Definitely give me a follow on X at Tree City West and on YouTube at the same. Hope you guys had a good Tuesday, and I hope you have a good Wednesday. Stay zen.